We have a great guy coming to stage. You guys are going to love him. A big hand from Marc Ragovin. Clap for Marc.
So I got this great calendar at work that I love. Every day comes with its own fascinating factoid. So I thought I'd share a couple of them with you. For example, did you know that there are over 500,000 words in English language? A hummingbird can flap its wings up to 20,000 times a minute. The first public library in the US was in Worcester, Massachusetts. In 1965, the Supreme Court overturned Mississippi's ban of the black and white cookie. In 1991, ophthalmologists concluded that people should not stare directly at their radios when a total eclipse of the heart is playing. Ironically, most Quakers don't have time for breakfast. In Detective Comics number 387, the Riddler finally outfoxed Batman by asking him to solve a problem like Maria. Several months before God created the heavens and earth, he sent out a bunch of save-the-date magnets to his buddies. In the first episode of the old Hawaii Five-0 series, Barack Obama's mother was arrested for creating a fake birth certificate. I voted for him, come on. The worst thing about hell, it's that it's very cliquish. The most ineffective consumer product recall ever was of defective boomerangs. In the original version of Monopoly, the property right next to Park Place was an Islamic cultural center. Every year, the National Stalkers Association announces that its annual convention will be coming soon to a location near you. And you, and you. The lap dance business really began to flourish after the invention of the chair. The first Polkmobile came with a stained glass windshield. The man who invented Simon Says died, surrounded by a bunch of paramedics urging him to breathe, damn it, breathe! When aroused, a snapping turtle can bite through a man's finger in 6 hours. Every Amish porno flick has a scene in which the lady of the residence seduces the butter churn repairman. 63% of Americans believe that Keith Moon was a hoax. Under Israeli law, every trial must have a smidgen of hearsay. The Civil War really got confusing when the Union Army started wearing its road gray uniforms. In Utah, it is illegal for a man to hoist himself on another guy's petard. The earliest version of call waiting consisted of tin cans connected by 2 strings. It's all true, people. Louis Pasteur and his wife received 5 sets of Petri dishes for their wedding. The Museum of Television has an entire wing devoted exclusively to test patterns. Hall & Oates' parents still can't tell them apart. Yogi Berra caught the entire 1957 season with an oven mitt. In Europe, Fahrenheit 451 was issued as Celsius 233. It took me 5 times to do the math to get that right, by the way. As a boy, Abe Lincoln played with Washington logs. In prehistoric times, down on their luck cavemen eagerly awaited the daily delivery from Meals on Wheel. Prior to 1982, the periodic table arranged the elements in order of their cuteness. Amelia Earhart's last flight was sponsored by Land's End. Too soon? In Iowa, it is illegal to play Muzak in a grain elevator. During the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong had to move the lunar module 3 times to comply with alternate side of the crater rules. After a while, Pythagoras got lazy and just issued a bunch of wild hunches. That's my favorite joke, by the way. Due to a slight miscalculation, Einstein initially concluded that E equals MC Hammer. Every year in New York City, an average of 8 people are bitten by an Izod shirt while sitting on the toilet. Mr. Fields hated cookies. During his lifetime, Marcel Marceau mimed his way out of over 100 speeding tickets. Every year, the Department of Transportation rejects over 5,000 adopt-a-highway applications as not being within the best interest of the asphalt. Most people who drop out of tree surgeon school do so because they can't stomach the sight of sap. Geronimo was afraid of heights. Most people who met Jacques Cousteau found him to be exceedingly shallow. And I'll leave you guys with this. Gumby is the only living American to be honored by the Postal Service with his own rubber stamp. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you upstairs. It'll be great. Appreciate it.